The blockhouse, my learned friend looked at it from the European and the United States side of it. I work at Sequoyah Birthplace Museum, so I'm coming at it from the Cherokee side. This is a joint program between the Fort Loudon State Historic Area, which maintains this, and then Sequoyah Birthplace Museum, which is across the street here on the island. And this fort is actually built in 1794. It's actually property was Hanging Maw's property. And Hanging Maw, it was meeting with several headmen and Governor Blunt's representatives, and they were attacked by Colonel Byrd up here. And several of the Cherokee headmen were killed. Beard was arrested, but they released him, and they didn't ever punish him for anything. But Governor Blunt actually got this to be this was a United States military post. So they built it in 1794. In 1795, they come up with this factory program. I think George was talking to you about the factory, where they would teach them. It's like a tech school to teach them animal husbandry, cash crops, European-style animal husbandry. And so they had the trading post. And one of the cool things about the trading post I like to point out is they list like guns, metal utensils, pots and pans, over 42 different types of cloth, sewing notions, and my favorite, office supplies. So, you know, a lot of people have this vision of Sequoyah with a buckskin and a piece of charcoal or a piece of bark and the charcoal. No, the man was a blacksmith. He learned to blacksmith here. And so he would have been one of the best well-off Cherokees in this area. And he would have been able to afford buying office supplies at the factory. As part of that factory, of teaching them the animal husbandry, they also taught them the mechanical arts, like blacksmithing. And so Sequoyah learned the blacksmith shop, it kind of, there's some stack of logs over there. The blacksmith shop was just over there. And so that's where Sequoyah would have learned the blacksmith. And I actually worked my way through college as a blacksmith. And I had no problem ever remembering who owed me money. So Sequoyah's problem was he couldn't remember what people owed him for his work. And so in the Cherokee language at this point, you give me 2 apples, and you give me 2 apples, I have 4 apples. Now the Cherokee can say that in their language, but they don't have any number symbols or characters to write 2 plus 2 equals 4. They don't have any symbols or characters to write a sentence. He gave me 2 apples, she gave me 2 apples, so therefore I have 4 apples. Couldn't write that in the Cherokee language on paper. And so we go back to Sequoyah. He can't remember what people owe him, and the first thing he does is he creates a numbering system. And so what he does is he takes and he draws a picture of your face, and his family said he could draw, you could look at one of his drawings and recognize the person that he was drawing. And then he would, using his numbering system, record how much money you owed him. And so it was an accounting system, a way of remembering. And so by 1809, there's a group of Cherokee hanging out in this blacksmith shop. And Sequoyah says, we could create a writing system. We could put our Cherokee words on paper, just like the English do. We could do that. And so what happens, he starts a 12-year journey in trying to create a writing system, which he finally finished in 1821. One of the things I get so excited is I'll walk across that main gate right there, and I know I'm walking over Sequoyah's footsteps. I look at these 2 buildings. There's a multitude of stories you kind of have to weed through with Sequoyah. One of the stories is he saw that and gets the idea for creating a writing system at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. That's where he's exposed to officers when he serves in the United States Army during the Red State Creek War. That's in 1814. We've covered a lot of information, but when did he announce in his blacksmith shop, hey, we could create a writing system? 1809. He's already been working 5 years. So where is the officer's writing order? There. On the left side of the gate, the main gate there, that was the commandant, the commander's quarters. And it was a 2-story with porches on both the bottom and the second floor. His wife and family lived in the top part of the cabin, and then his office was down on the ground floor. And then this building straight in front of us on this side of the gate, this is the guard room, the day room, the orderly room. This is where, it's one of those two buildings is where Sequoyah stood and watched the officers write orders. And he's amazed that this little piece of paper tells Captain Smith to be at the forks of the river on Thursday with 100 men. And Thursday, there's Captain Smith accompanying men at the forks of the river because a little piece of paper told him. So Sequoyah ponders on that. And so this is where the spark begins. This is where, you know, I think a lot of the Cherokee, a lot of folks underappreciate this site. And one of the last major meetings that took place here before they moved to the Hiawassee Garrison, the Cherokee Headmen came in here and met to discuss allowing missionaries in the mission school. And of course they did, you know, Brainerd Mission, Spring Place, there's a bunch of missions that were set up.